And it just doesn't have to be perfect, but so there are ways that you don't have to just
I was like, oh, it's really cool.
you don't have to hold it the whole time if you can find a good place for it to sit.
Okay.
What do you want to have it on top of the thing?
That's perfect.
You okay with that?
Yeah. For now, until somebody has to be in this space.
Okay. Keep an eye on it.
Yeah. So, I think the first, when I trace back all of my patterning, my sister put a leash around my neck and pulled me and snapped my chin and had to get stitches. And then that happened later in my life too, off of skates, falling and needing stitches in my chin. Okay. And then my mother stuck my toe in the tricycle spokes. That was one. And then we moved to the mountains, and I took a rusty old bike up the hill to the market when we first moved there. And I was barefoot. Turns out the bicycle didn't have any brakes. So coming back down the hill fast, I had to skid and just gouge this toe. And we didn't have any insurance. We cleaned it out. I didn't think about it for 40 years. Then in college, my next door neighbor came and gave me a big dip, and my knee popped out of joint, and it swelled up like this. But I was a waiter, so it was Christmas time, so I had to wait tables up and down in the yacht club.
Wow.
So, and nobody said anything about maybe you should strengthen these muscles. Nothing about any of that. So that kind of stuff never occurred to me on this whole leg. And then in my 20s, frantically driving around the city from audition to my corporate job, I had 2 car accidents within 2 years where I had whiplash. I think I was predisposed from all of the falling. There was fell off a trampoline onto my head too. So I would think I was predisposed to have injuries. I saw my X-ray, which was I was going to be in trouble with the way my cervical spine was hanging. And so I kind of feel fortunate in a strange way that I had the car accidents, because that brought me on a new path. Partly to notice how frantic I was, and also to be on the path of getting massage and noticing how high my tension was, which I actually cultivated as an actor. Drink some coffee, very creative and fabulous.
Yeah.
So then I heard about Pilates and found a studio. Then my hands were numb for 15 years. I had pain in my neck. Even before the car accidents, I've had what I would call my zing. Sometimes it would happen, it would happen on stage sometimes. I would be doing some big dance number and my neck would just go zing, and I would have to kind of finish the performance. It was this just as up into my skull, down into my right shoulder, and then my neck would be unable to move for a good week. And that happened continually. And then after the car accidents, it happened. I mean, I had migraines where I couldn't see peripherally, and I couldn't read, and I was just like that. I remember.
You still have migraines?
No, I remember when they told me that this was supposed to move in Pilates. I'm like, no.
Congratulations, by the way, on getting out of the migraine pattern. It's great.
And so it's taken me a long time, and partly the experience with you of letting that go. I remember, I think that's the first time I exhaled, because I was just held. So that experience of you of letting that really go, and then my experience, and the reason that I do the work that I do now, is that I would go to the Pilates studio